Hi LinkedIn, it's Mel. I've not done a video for a while, so I probably thought I would do one. I've seen loads of people doing theirs and thinking the shoulds got the better of me. I was thinking about what might be useful for you, and I was thinking about what kind of winds us up or gets us stressed out. And I was having a conversation with somebody about lateness and how lateness is triggering for them and how they do not like being late. And when we were able to drill down about it, we looked at history and what did lateness mean for them, and often it meant that they were in trouble, they didn't get it right enough, and there are often punishments and a lot of shame linked with that. And so actually what we looked at was how could we lower this person's expectations of themselves so that they weren't so heightened and stressed about everything. It's really interesting that we always think we've got to do things better, but actually what I have found is it's quite the opposite. As we lower our expectations of ourselves, as we cut ourselves some slack, as we have a go at stuff and we can dare to not get it right and stay in this uncomfortable place, this vulnerable space, we often grow a little bit more. So we talked about what trust was, about accountability and reliability. And if you're late for something, it is actually not the end of the world. But because we have maybe a shame history, it feels like the end of the world. It feels like we're going to be rejected. We're going to be kind of subjected to judgments and criticisms all over again. So I offered this client that we could look at an accountability and reliability rate. I actually missed a session with this particular client because I got my days mixed up. And they were really concerned and they wanted to know, was I okay? And the reason they were concerned and wanted to know, was I okay, and they weren't cross, is because I've never done that before. So I have a good high reliability rate. So I was able to feed that back, that if we have a good reliability rate, we will be forgiven on the time that things happen and we're late. If you're constantly late, of course, you don't have a good reliability rate, and therefore people are going to get kind of pissed off with you. So we introduced a reliability rate, which allowed him to kind of say, if I'm on time for 80% or 90% of the time, I can afford to be late on this one occasion. And so people know that it's not on purpose, it's unusual, it's out of character. So it's what we do most of the time that is important. Nobody's 100% accurate and accountable. I have a great saying that I am 80% reliable and 20% forgetful, which is probably about right for me. So sometimes it's about lowering our expectations. Sometimes what we're dealing with now is stuff that hasn't been kind of processed from history. And I find at the root of some of this stuff that we hate or that keeps us stuck, it's often the perfectionist stuff is often linked to our kind of shame history. I'm hoping that's useful. I haven't been on LinkedIn on video for a while. I've been too busy seeing clients. Maybe there's been a bit of avoidance too. It's not the most comfortable of mediums, but I'm starting to feel more comfortable on LinkedIn doing video. So yeah, if you struggle with being late and it's crippling you, that might be why. It may be linked to not wanting to not be good enough. There was something else, and when your brain just kind of goes and you can't remember what it was, but it would have been really important. These processes often link in to other stuff that is shame driven. So perfectionism is the kind of warding off of shame. So as we can bear to be less perfect and more vulnerable, then that opens up the doors for us to do and to show up a bit more and to grow a bit more, which is kind of why I stay with what used to be uncomfortable on video, but is getting more comfortable for me. I'm actually on a day off today and I'm just kind of chilling in the garden. Got a nice big geranium here by me. How pretty is that? Cool, I'm off. Speak to you later. Bye.